Knicks family, what's poppin'? Is your boy. We just seen the New York Knicks get smashed by the Houston Rockets. No surprise there. I think we all expected it. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, I didn't expect them to stay as close as they did for as long as they did. So, hey, what are we going to do? A few things we could talk about tonight. Not a whole lot, but a few things we could talk about. Mo Harkless, he was inserted into the starting lineup. Dennis Smith Jr., he got a chance to start because Frank Ntilikina's got a groin injury. Elfrid Payton is out, so Dennis Smith Jr.'s got a chance down the stretch to prove that he's worth his price in coins. Right? We got some Kenny Wootman news to talk about. We'll get to that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Not a whole lot of stuff to talk about, but some stuff to talk about. The Knicks got thwarted by the Houston Rockets, man. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the move. I got my man Isaiah in the chat, but before we get to that, we're going to do our usual. We're going to look at the game. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about some numbers and all that good stuff. Shout out to everybody that's here. Everybody's watching on Sportscaster. All of that, man. Let's get busy. That's the Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks were in Houston tonight to take on the Houston Rockets, and you had to believe that it wasn't going to be a pretty game, ladies and gentlemen. We know what the Houston Rockets can do. They're playing an unorthodox style of game with this small ball. I don't know how unorthodox it is, but they're giving teams fits. They gave the Knicks fits. And you can see how this game can be really beneficial. But I can also see how this game, as Julius Randle takes it down the middle and dunks it home, the Rockets up 8-6. I can also see how this small ball could hurt them in the playoffs. But I'll tell you what, they spread the floor so much that it gives teams a lot of trouble, the way that they spread the floor, ladies and gentlemen. And as you see, Robert Covington knocked down that three. The Rockets up 16-11 as Julius Randle gets a fast break. Dunks that one home 16-13. The Rockets are up. 7 minutes left in the first quarter. 16-13 here, and James Harden playing his game. Julius Randle on him, steps back, knocks one home. Julius Randle, he played James Harden good a couple times on the perimeter, but overall, Julius Randle played some terrible defense tonight as far as his rotations are concerned. As you see, James Harden knocked down Dennis Smith Jr. when they didn't call the offensive foul. Julius Randle with the fadeaway jump shot knocks that one home. 22-18, the Knicks trying to stay in it. Dennis Smith Jr. on the break lays that one in. Dennis Smith Jr. maybe had one of his best games of the season. He only got, like his third start of the season? R.J. Barrett knocks down a three. R.J. Barrett started off the first quarter hot. He was balling, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks up 23-22. James Harden with Mitch on him passes it off, and you see that guy, the vet, Jeff Green, showing that he still got some spry legs on him, dunks that one home. R.J. Barrett comes back and lays that one in. The Knicks tie the game at 27. They played pretty well in the first quarter, but you knew it wasn't going to last. James Harden blows past R.J. Barrett. No help on the backside. We're going to see that happen a few times tonight. R.J. Barrett, he takes it coast to coast. He scores. R.J. Barrett tonight, ladies and gentlemen, had 21 points. He was 8 for 17 from the field. He had 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Not a bad night. He did have a number of turnovers in the second half. To be expected from a rookie, though. He had 5 turnovers on the night. Jeff Green with the ball, guarded by Bobby Portis, steps back, bang, knocks down the three. Jeff Green on the night, he had 9 points. And you see, and look, Jeff Green in his half, he tried to put one on Mitchell Robinson, ladies and gentlemen. It was almost a nasty one. It really was. It was almost a nasty one. As you see, James Harden go to the basket with ease. No help on the backside once again. 46-36. The Rockets are up by 10. Dennis Smith Jr. dancing out at the top of the key. Finds Bobby Portis, who spins back. Nice jump hook. Lays that one in. I'd like to see Bobby Portis do that more often. Make some of those freaking jump hooks that he always misses. James Harden James Harden lays that one in. 51-43. The Rockets are up. Bobby Portis in the post. Oh, I'm sorry. Julius Randle in the post one more time. He knocks that one home. Julius Randle had 17 points tonight. He had 12 rebounds. Harden kicks it out. They swing the ball. Robert Covington, he takes it down the lane and lays it in. He's a nice pickup for the Houston Rockets. I like Robert Covington. Always have. James Harden kicks it back out, and then Gordon knocks that one. I'm sorry, that was P.J. Tucker. He got that one blocked by Mitch Robinson, and Mitch Robinson comes back down and gets the alley-oop. That was a nice play by Mitch Robinson. Because he got pumped. He pump faked. Mitch Robinson got caught on the fake, and then he came back and he got the dunk, got the block and the dunk. Nice move by Mitch. It was so nice they showed it twice. James Harden with Dennis Smith Jr. guarding him. Side steps, knocks down the three, bumps Dennis Smith Jr. 58-49. The Rockets are up by 9 points. James Harden goes to the basket and lays that one in. The guy is just, he can do what he wants on the floor. Get a point, get a bucket just about any time as James Harden knocks down another one. James Harden had 37 points tonight and 9 assists. He also had 6 rebounds. Russell Westbrook sat out tonight, so James Harden had to do a little bit more. Over the last 16 games, ladies and gentlemen, Russell Westbrook's been averaging 33 points. You've probably seen it on the telecast. And James Harden, again, goes to the basket. He's been averaging 22. He did what he had to do tonight, though. He's the leading scorer in the league. Did what he had to do, again, to the basket. This time he catches McLemore on the alley-oop. And the Knicks down 73-57, top of the third quarter, as the game, you know, we all knew it was going to get out of hand, but it starts to get out of hand. The Knicks try to make a few runs, though. They try to stay in it, but the Houston Rockets are just too potent. The way that they can spread out the floor, because they got three-point shooters, makes those lanes open. There's nothing you can do about it. You see the ball movement. Tucker floats that one in. P.J. Tucker, he only had 2 points on the night. That's not what he's there for, though. Julius Randle gets the ball to R.J. Barrett, who takes the ball inside. Nice sidestep. Lays it in off the glass with the left hand, and he is left-handed, so that is his strong hand. Dennis Smith Jr. to the cup. Nice move inside. Lays it in, and the Knicks are only down 10. It's 80-70. Now it's 83-72. But, of course, the Rockets, James Harden goes to the basket. R.J. Barrett fouls him. What are you going to do? Julius Randle got the ball on the post. This time, it's an actual spin move that works as he lays it off the glass with his left hand. See, that's the spin move that he's supposed to do. He's got to understand where the defense is. He does that spin move that's good all day. When he does a spin move in the middle of the lane, it's going to be a turnover every time. 99-70. The Rockets are up, and Mo Harkless spin move of his own. He lays that one off the glass. Mo Harkless started tonight in lieu of Reggie Bullock, as you see Mitchell Robinson get the pass and dunk that one home. Mo Harkless started tonight. He had 7 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Played some decent defense. Decent defense tonight. The Knicks down by 13 here. R.J. Barrett goes to the basket, lays it in. The Knicks are trying to stick around and trying to fight. They're just not potent enough on the offensive side of the ball. Then, of course, you know, they don't have a good enough defense to really close the court off. As you see, Rivers goes to the basket and lay that one in. Rivers had 14 points on the night. Contributions all over the floor from the Rockets as Russell Westbrook set out. Jeff Green goes to the basket and dunks one home. I was about to say R.J. Barrett. Dennis Smith Jr. knocks down a 3. Dennis Smith Jr. tonight, like I said, had maybe his most complete game as a New York Knick. At least this season. He had 15 points. He had 7 steals, ladies and gentlemen. 7 rebounds, 5 assists. He was 5 of 12 from the field. All right, so it was a decent outing from Dennis Smith Jr. I'm not going to say it's everything that I wanted to see from Dennis Smith Jr., but it's a decent outing. All right, and I can deal with that. I can deal with a decent outing. All right, as you see Austin Rivers, he pulls back and he knocks one home. All right, again, Austin Rivers had 14 points on the night. The game starts to get sloppy, ladies and gentlemen, as the Rockets take a 20-point lead. The Knicks try to keep it close as long as they could, but it just wasn't to be. 113-92. The Rockets really about to take and put this one out of whack for the Knicks. I mean, they didn't blow the Knicks out. They blew them out, but they didn't, totally demolish them. but they handled them. And if they wanted to totally demolish them, they probably could have totally demolished the Knicks. And Alonzo Trier, he got a chance to get some burn. Alonzo Trier got in the game. He had 9 points. He played 6 minutes. He had 9 points. He was 3 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from the three-point line. We hope to see more of Alonzo Trier. I hope to see more of Alonzo Trier. Now, listen, he does what he does. He likes to dribble like he's going to do here. Couple dribbles, set himself up, but he pulls it back and he knocks down a jump shot. You can deal with it because you need some points. We need to put points on the board. We can't score. We need to put points on the board. Kevin Knox finally knocks down a three. But, man, let me tell you, Kevin Knox has lost so much confidence in his game. He's not sure what he's doing out there on the floor, either offensively or defensively, as the Houston Rockets take care of the New York Knicks. And, well, I don't think we expected any different, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm not terribly disappointed. I didn't expect the Knicks to come out and pull off an upset or nothing like that, but, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Let me get over here to my man Isaiah, see what Isaiah is talking about up here. Actually, before I get to Isaiah, let's look at some of the box scores and all that kind of stuff. If you care to look at it, we'll look at that real quick, and then, we'll move on. The Knicks held a lead in this game. Hey, they held a lead. They had a 3-point lead at one point. That's about it. The Rockets had a 25-point lead, their biggest lead. The Knicks, look, they out-rebounded the Rockets. They had to do that. They did that. They had 54 rebounds. The Knicks only had 20 assists. The Rockets had 20 assists. 12 steals for the Knicks, 11 steals for the Rockets, 8 blocks for the Knicks, 7 blocks for the Rockets, 17 turnovers for the Knicks. You're not going to have 17 turnovers. Look, you're not going to have 17 turnovers and expect to beat the Rockets. Seriously, because the guys can get out, they can run, they can shoot. It's just not going to happen. The Knicks shot 44% from the field. They shot 37.9% from three. That's actually not too bad. That's better than their season's average. As a matter of fact, they shot a better percentage than the Rockets, but guess what? The Rockets shot 48 threes, so they made 16 of them. The Knicks only shot 29. They made 11 of them. 70% from the free throw line for the Knicks, 67.7% from the free throw line for the Houston Rockets. And you can see right there, man. I mean, look. The Knicks, they shot 91. They shot 91 times to the Rockets 86. But more than half of the Rockets' shots were from the three-point line. Okay? The Rockets shot 86 times. They shot 48. 48 three-pointers. That's a lot of three-pointers to shoot. 48 of them. So what are you going to do, man? They made 16 of them. Look, I wasn't expecting to win the game anyway. Let's take a look at the box scores. We'll run through this real quick, and then we'll get on and get down with the get down. And like I said, Mo Harkless, he had his first start as a New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Mo Harkless tonight, he had 7 points. Look, he's mostly a defender. It is what it is. He had 7 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Julius Randle had 17 points and 12 rebounds, 4 turnovers. 4 turnovers for someone who's not even a point guard. But he had 4 turnovers. 5 for 14 from the field. He was sluggish on defense. Missed a lot of defensive rotations, in my opinion. Taj Gibson played 12 minutes. He had 6 points, 5 rebounds. R.J. Barrett played 33 minutes tonight. He had 21 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He also had 5 turnovers. I'm not mad at his turnovers, though. And I talk, me and Isaiah, we'll talk about it. I'm not mad at his turnovers at all. Dennis Smith Jr. had 15 points, 7 steals. He had 3 turnovers on the night, but there was a 1 point where he had 7 steals and only 1 turnover on the night. He turned the ball over a couple times, later in the game. He also had 5 assists. Good game for Dennis Smith Jr. tonight. Mitchell Robinson had 10 points, 8 rebounds. Reggie Bullock had 3 points. Reggie Bullock was a negative 25 tonight. Now, look, I really don't go by the plus minus that much. I don't. Doesn't mean that much to me. But that it just kind of stands out that he was a negative 25. The closest person to him was Dennis Smith Jr. with a negative 19 on the night. Negative 19. And it could be because I don't know, the lineups, whatever it is, he was a negative 25 tonight. Bobby Portis, he had 12 points. Damian Dotson had 9 points. I skipped over Kevin Knox almost because it's like he's not there on the floor when he's out there. He had 3 points tonight, 1 rebound. Alonzo Trier, again, he had 9 points, 3 for 4 from the field. He only played 6 minutes and he had 9 points. Now let's take a look at Houston's numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel House Jr., he had 10 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Robert Covington had 11.7 rebounds. P.J. Tucker, he had 2 points. That's not what he does. He's there to play defense and rebound in basketball. He had 5 rebounds. Eric Gordon had 16 points. James Harden had 27 points and 9 assists. He also had 6 rebounds. He also had 6 turnovers. Ben McLemore, he had 17 points. Austin Rivers had 14 points. Jeff Green, 9 points. Thabo Cephalosha, I forgot about that guy. He didn't have any points. He played 10 minutes. DeMarre Carroll, man, I didn't know that he had liver problems. He's going to have to get a liver transplant at some point. I heard the commentators talking about it. I heard Breen talking about it. That's something. He had 7 points on the night. That's the story, ladies and gentlemen. That's the story of the game. Do me a favor. If you're new to the channel, throw me a like. Okay, hit me with a like. And then subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right? Subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so make sure you do that right now. Take care of that for me. Let me get over here into the chat. See what's going on with Isaiah. See what guys feeling like tonight. Talk about the game just a little bit. Then we'll get on and talk about some other things going on with the New York Knicks, maybe even in the NBA. Obviously, Kobe Bryant had his memorial today. Sure, we'll talk about that a little bit. But let me get to Isaiah, see what Isaiah's thinking. Isaiah, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? So you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, first thing first, just rest in peace to Kobe and Gigi and the rest of the, people that lost their lives that day. It was a beautiful service. A lot of people watched it, and just to hear Vanessa Bryant talk, and I cried a little bit, Sim, because I don't even want to imagine what she has to go through, and then you see Michael Jordan.
Listen, ain't nothing wrong with shedding a tear every now and again.
Oh no, of course I know that, man. Trust me, I know that. But to see Michael Jordan cry, man. I think somebody put it best. When people saw Michael Jordan cry, I think everybody was like, okay, we can all cry. You know what I'm saying? It was just emotional, man. And just, I'm happy that, they've been there at the private memorial. So, it's good that, we can start the healing process and, just try to move on, man, and try to, live for Kobe and Gigi and the rest of those people, man. So, that's why I wanted to say first and foremost, just rest in peace to them. The game tonight, Sam, I'll be honest with you, man. And I feel bad for Mike Miller because I feel like he's going to get fired for just the way he's doing things a little bit this last half of the season, man.
You said, hold on. One second. You said he's going to get fired because of the things he's doing?
Me personally, I think he is.
Why
what
is
he's
that?
Doing now.
Why is that?
Well, it's just sometimes with these rotations, man, and just, you're not I understand people are going to argue. I know you have your own way of viewing it, but I view it in the sense of, man, we have 26 games left. Play the young guys, man. It's just to the point where it's like we're not going to win. We're not making the playoffs. Play the young guys so that we can get something get something hopeful for the next part of the season, man. It's like,
okay, so hold up. What young guys are you saying for him to play that he didn't play tonight?
He needs to play Zoe more. He needs to play Wooten.
Okay, well, first of all, Kenny Wooten, let's talk about Kenny Wooten. Kenny Wooten can't play. Kenny Wooten will not be coming up to the Knicks. He just had thumb surgery. He's out. He's not going to be coming up to the Knicks this season.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so Kenny Wooten's not going to be playing.
But again, Sim, I don't know. I don't see the development like I seen last year with a few people, like, with Zoe and Mitchell. I don't see it this year. I feel like RJ's just really just doing his thing. That's why he's looking nice, that he's doing his thing. Randle, I'm just over the dude. I can't. I just don't like him. He does not make not one person on this team better. He's a turnover machine. If he spins into the paint into a double team, Sim, one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. Kevin Knox, he needs the G League like tomorrow, like yesterday. He needs the G League because he is just done right now. Like, it's just disappointing because to me tonight RJ should have had at least 30, 32. Honestly, he had 16 in the first quarter.
So
how does
why
he
are
only
you saying
end up with 21 points?
So
that's just.
But whose fault is that? Whose fault are you putting that on?
I'm putting it on the players, and I recognize RJ Barrett's having a good game. I put that on Coach Miller for not getting plays to have RJ open and getting better shots. It's just like and I knew that was going to happen tonight.
But you do know that
RJ come out.
But you do know that RJ Barrett was playing point guard a lot tonight. Like, he was actually running the point guard spot.
There's still ways to get RJ good shots. There's good ways to do double screens to get him open, to get him with mismatches. I mean, he's 6'7". The Rockets play small.
You do know that RJ Barrett had the most shot attempts on the team tonight. As a matter of fact, the last two games, RJ Barrett's had the most shot attempts.
I'm just saying something that.
What I'm saying is this. I want, when people start to say things, including you, I want people to make sure that they're looking at the entirety of the game and understanding stuff. Like you're saying, that he should, he's got to have, he should have this points or that points, but neglecting to see that he played point guard a good portion of the night, right? And that he still, even though he played point guard, still had the most shot attempts on the team. You know what I'm saying? You can't just blame that on the team, saying it's Coach Mike Miller's fault, it's this and that fault. He had the most shot attempts. He was 8 for 17 from the field, right? So that's 44% or something, somewhere around there, right?
I understand something, but again, what I see, maybe we see things differently. That I see RJ had 16 points in the first quarter. I see that, and I understand that he had the most shot attempts in the team. But I'm saying, were they good shots? Were they the best shots? Were they shots that they have ran the offense through him where he can actually get good shots to make sure that it's stuff like that I'm saying.
I know, but 16 points
in RJ end up with 16 in the first quarter playing good, but
okay. So let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. And I know the Rockets won. Hold up. I just like to keep things in perspective, because just because someone scored 16 in the first quarter doesn't mean they're going to score 30 on the game. James Harden scored 31 points in the first half, right? He scored 6 in the second half. Doesn't mean he's going to score 60 just because he scored that many in the first half. That's the way basketball goes. You know what I mean? That's just the way basketball goes. Sometimes it's going to be that. It's going to be that way sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be that way. And as far as the young players, what young players would he could have played Alonzo Trier, right? Could have played Alonzo Trier. But barring that, Dennis Smith Jr. played 29 minutes. RJ Barrett played 33 minutes. Mitchell Robinson played 25 minutes. The only young player, Kevin Knox, shouldn't even be playing. He should be down in the G League. And then Alonzo Trier played 6 minutes. So, about saying the young guys, what young guys do we have right now? Frank Ntilikina's not playing. The only young guy that really didn't play is Alonzo Trier. Right? Yeah. Damian Dotson played 17 minutes. If you want to consider Damian Dotson a young guy, he played 17 minutes. The team is just not good.
Yeah, but
The team is just
what
not
bothering me the
good.
most about this year was really bothering me the most is that can you tell me like what's like where's the development? Where's the brightness of like okay the Knicks stink this year. We all know that, but what's the like theme of this year? What's the okay at the end of the season we can say you know what we sucked, but you know what the players got experience, the players got better development,
Well,
got better coaching. It's just like to me, this has just been a complete mess of a season of just I could take the Knicks being bad. I could take that. They've been bad my whole life, but I would rather have a purpose of them being bad than just being bad and just not having no direction. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that's really is frustrating this season with me is that like it's like we've been borderlining having these veteran players and these young players, and then like right now the young players are trying to get some more time, and then the old players are not really. They're just really coasting until the season's over, and then they're going to go to a different team. It's just like I don't see the structure. I don't see anything that's really positive for the Knicks to grasp them at the end of the season to say like, okay, at least next year we got these guys developed. These guys got some time, and you got. I don't see really that much difference from Mitch from this year to last year. Zoe just, he hasn't played. Knox has looked completely like crap.
Well, I mean,
RJ.
I would say, obviously Kevin Knox and Dennis Smith Jr. It's not a lot of development from those guys, right? As far as Mitch, I could have told you from the beginning of the season that Mitch might take a step backwards. Sophomores take a step backwards. But hold up. Wait a minute. Listen, sophomores take a step backwards. You know why they take a step backwards? A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times.
I know why. Step back.
Why?
People have footage. People have tape. People know their tendencies.
Exactly. So he's got to learn how to get through that, and then take the next step. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it takes a season. Look, the season. I mean, there's really no.
People have tape on you.
But there's really no sense in asking, what the season is about, because you're ending the season with a totally different regime, with a totally different coach, right? You're ending the season totally different.
I would say this though about that. Even yes, the staff has changed a little, but this is on the court. On the court, there should still be a theme of the year. There should still be a theme of what. They're changing, but at least we got the young core in here that's getting developed. That next year they can start to gradually get better and gradually take over the reins. It's like and I hate to say this because it's not it's not the Knicks, but it's like I'm tired of seeing all these young teams like the Grizzlies, like the Pelicans, all these other young teams like the Kings that actually have a little more of a game plan than us, and they're running the young guys and they're developing and they're in the situations. Or that I want some of these young Knicks players to be, and that they have a goal. Are they all winning?
Okay. So hold up.
But you see,
let's break it down for real.
You see where they're going.
Let's break it down for real, though. Right? You said the Pelicans. Okay, the Pelicans have Zion. Who else is young?
They got Lonzo. They got Brandon Ingram.
I know, but you're talking about guys that's been in. But still, like when you say Brandon Ingram, he's been in the league the same amount of time as Julius Randle, right? Bobby Portis. He's been in the league the same amount of years as those guys. Alonzo Ball, he's been in the league the same amount of years as Frank Ntilikina. Right? I mean, so like if you're saying, people say, see, this is the dichotomy that is the Knicks fans. This is the double-edged sword that is the Knicks fans. You'll say Brandon, they're playing with their young guys. Brandon Ingram is a young guy, but then you'll call Bobby Portis an old guy. Brandon Ingram may be older than Bobby Portis. I don't know. Or they may be about the same age, right? And whatever you got, Isaiah, turn that down in the back for me, right? So you'll say that Brandon Ingram is a young guy, but you'll say Bobby Portis or Julius Randle is an old vet. And now I'm not saying anything about play. Brandon Ingram is twice the player that Bobby Portis and Julius Randle is. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you just said the Pelicans are playing their young guys, and then you threw Brandon Ingram in the mix. But then you'll complain and say that the Knicks are not playing their young guys and say that they're playing Bobby Portis. And he's not one of the young guys, right? So we got to have a better perspective than that. Now, if you want to say, I just want to see R.J. Barrett, Kevin Knox, Dennis Smith Jr., blah, 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 say that. You know what I'm saying? Say that. Right now, clearly, the Pelicans were better than the Knicks before last season. The season before that, they were better than the Knicks. A little bit better than the Knicks, right? A little bit better than the Knicks. They had something going. They had a star. They moved on from the star. They got Zion Williamson. The Memphis Grizzlies, listen, they got somebody in Ja Morant that may be transformational. We don't even know if R.J. Barrett is transformational yet. It's just very hard to compare the Knicks to some of these other teams as far as the young players are concerned, right? Because, if we would have had Ja Morant, the way that we looked could have been different. If we would have been able to draft Trae Young, the way that we looked maybe would look different. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? What we got to look at is we just got to look at what. We got to look at us. I don't even care about these other teams. We got to look at us. You know what I'm saying? And right now, everything is going to be in flux. You know what I'm saying? Everything is going to be in flux. But all I want you to do, though, because I keep hearing it so many times from so many players, I just want you to really look at it with perspective. Before you say anything, really look at the numbers. Before you say R.J. Barrett needs to shoot more because he had 16 points in the first quarter, look and see how many shot attempts he really had and if somebody had more than him, right? Watch the game. Make sure you're watching the game to see what position he was playing and what he was doing out there on the floor. Things like that. Don't just speak it just to speak it. Like, make sure you have the right perspective on it. Now, that's just that, man. I just want people to make sure that they had the right perspective of it because, we keep hearing the same thing, about the young players. And then we look and really, we talk about the young players. The only player that really should be playing that's not playing is Alonzo Trier. Everybody else is playing. Could they play more? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? And as far as, Mike Miller and the coaching aspect, he's gonna do what he can do and bide his time until the season is over. And then we'll see what happens from there. You know what I mean? I'm going to ask you this. And I got this from my guy from Instagram, Chief Mental. He asked me a question today. He asked me if I would take a chance on DeMarcus Cousins because he's been waived by the Los Angeles Lakers so that they can sign, Moot's brother. Obviously, DeMarcus Cousins has a knee. He has a torn ACL. There was some speculation that he could be back by the playoffs. Obviously, the Los Angeles Lakers they don't believe that he'll be back by the playoffs. Would you, Isaiah, sign DeMarcus Cousins for the remainder of this year and maybe give him a contract, a veteran's minimum for next year already? Right, so that you have him for a year. Try to let him rehab. And then see if he can come back and be a Knick. Would you do that?
For DeMarcus Cousins?
Yeah.
This is tough. For the veteran minimum, you said?
Yeah. Would you sign him for the remainder of this year for the veterans minimum?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Because when it comes to that though, you're not losing anything, and you can see how he looks, and because it's sad to say, and I feel bad for him, but he's not going to demand that much money no more now in his career. So, you know what? I'll take a look at him. Listen, we need for the Knicks, we need more size in the sense of better rebounding. Because Mitch only gets like 6 rebounds, and Randle's the only one that actually gets double-digit rebounds. So I think with DeMarcus, he'll set some good screens, and you can play pick and pop with him. Now I know for a fact he's not going to play defense, but with him, he'll give you rebounding, give you a little toughness, he'll give you some points. So I see no problem doing that.
Okay, now you say we need more rebounds. we are one of the better rebounding teams in the league, though.
Well,
Now
you know what it is
obviously
though
we
for me
miss a
is
lot of
like,
shots. Here would be my concerns about doing that with DeMarcus Cousins. One, when you look at the Houston Rockets tonight, nobody taller than 6'7" or 6'8" played tonight, right? And they didn't, we out rebounded them, but they spread the floor so much on the offensive side that we couldn't. There was barely anything we could do. And now, like I complained about Julius Randle not playing in help side defense sometimes, and it wasn't just him. There was other guys too. But realistically, they had so many shooters on the floor that you got to respect the shooter. And then when someone penetrates into the lane, you're like, do I help or do I stay on my guy? Because if I help, he's kicking it out to a shooter, right? And these guys shoot a lot of threes, and they can knock them down, right? You have DeMarcus Cousins. You're getting slower. You're not getting faster. You're getting slower. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if he's that caliber anymore where, he's dominant. You know what I mean? Is it worth the chance? Maybe. Now, there is a rumor out there, or whatever you want to call it, that the Lakers and DeMarcus Cousins have mutual interest in signing another contract this summer. So, we'll see. He may go right back to the Lakers. But I'm pretty sure I don't even know if his people would feel that the Knicks would be a good situation for him anyway. Because then, there may be some undeserved pressure that's on DeMarcus Cousins to come back and perform when he probably won't be ready to do that. You know what I mean? He probably needs to be in a place like the Los Angeles Lakers where he doesn't have that kind of pressure on him, So, I don't know. I'm going to come back to you, Mark.
Oh, man.
Isaiah.
Really, dog? Really?
I'm going to come back to you. Let me get to this phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping? Mark's going to kill me for calling. What's going on, man? I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
Pretty good, man. I mean, it was a rough game. I know the final score looked decent, but, that wasn't indicative of, the game. But,
No, it wasn't indicative of the game at all.
Yeah.
The final score looked decent just because of, garbage time. But
right, yeah. I mean, I was just disappointed from Randle, because when you're starting the biggest guy, 6'6", that's a game that should be, 26 and 15 for Julius Randle. I'm not saying he's a superstar, but, you got weight, you got height on those. Covington, don't get me wrong, Covington and PJ Tucker are very good defenders, but you still got more on them. You still got more height over those guys. I know he had, 16 and 12, but he didn't have an impact. He was inefficient. You got to give me more versus that type of small team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you this. Here's one thing that D'Antoni did with this team.
Yeah.
He put together guys that, while they're small and relative to the NBA, right? While they're small relative to the NBA,
right?
They're tough. Exactly, they're tough.
Yeah, I feel like they're tough and they defend well. Yeah, I know.
They're tough. They can be, and even though they're small, they can rebound. They can block shots. So he's trying to do something that's a little bit. They're smart. They're kind of smart with the way that if you're gonna go small, right? With the way that they put the guys together, it's smart with the way that they put the guys together. If you're gonna go small.
Do you think that'll work, in the long run, the playoff time versus some of the top team? What are you going to do against the AD if you meet them in the playoffs? And, I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's fun to watch.
I don't think it's going to work in the playoffs.
No, right?
I don't think it's going to work in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think in the playoffs.
James Harden, I don't know, it's crazy. They got, PJ Tucker starting at center. That's crazy right there.
I
but
think.
Like I said, man, go ahead, man.
I think in the playoffs, especially if you get up and you're playing a team like the Lakers, right? I mean, even though those guys are big. Now, they did beat the Lakers with this small lineup, but Anthony Davis.
True, yeah.
I mean, they're. I mean, how many more times better are they than Julius Randle and Mitch Robinson down there? You know what I'm saying? In the playoffs, I just think it's going to be the size is going to be too much of a factor. Now we'll see though. Right. We'll see what they do. They play quick. The thing is this: it's going to be the size is going to be a factor, but then when you get to the offensive side of the ball, like how are teams going to defend them? That could be trouble. Because now, let's just take the Lakers, for example. Now you're pulling Anthony Davis out the paint. You're pulling JaVale McGee out the paint. And they got to guard 6, 7 guys out on the perimeter.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. And you can't have those guys help too much inside because the Rockets got to kick it out. And then, they can knock it out from 3. So the lanes are going to should be wide open. So we'll see how it works. I still think that the size may end up winning out. Right? May end up winning out, but we'll see. We'll see what's up.
Yeah. It's just interesting, just playing Covington, he could stretch the floor. Tucker, he shoots those corner threes pretty well. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. But, just watching some of our young players, it's just so disappointing. There's been no improvement. Mitch is kind of the same, still the silly fouls, still no offensive game besides the dunks. Knox, I don't even want to get started about Kevin Knox. Frank's kind of the same. Dennis Smith, I know he played well defensively tonight. But, there's just no growth from any of our young kids. I don't know how it gets better because I don't see anything from, I still think Mitch is someone I want to grow with for sure. I just wish he would just, take a 15-footer, man. There's nothing to lose at this point.
The thing.
Let it go.
Yeah, look, the thing with Mitch, man, I don't want people to, people talk about his development and this and that. I don't want to get down on Mitch and his development and those type of things because he's in his second year in the NBA. He missed out on high school. What do you expect? You got to just let Mitch go. He'll be all right. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Mitch will be fine.
I'm not concerned about him. I like Mitch a lot. I do. Especially for a second-round pick, even if this is all he ever is, it's more than we could have hoped for at that spot, right? You know what I mean?
Right. Mitch will be fine. You can trust that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you just real quick. What would you feel about DeMarcus Cousins, man?
What was that?
I said, what would you feel about DeMarcus Cousins?
Cousins?
Because he's been waived by the Lakers. He's been waived by the Lakers so that they can sign Marcus Morris's brother. What would you feel about signing him for the remainder of this season to let him recover and then seeing what he can contribute next year?
He's been so hurt, man. That would be a pass for me, man. Nah.
Even if it's just a veteran's minimum?
Huh?
Even at just the veterans minimum?
Obviously it would be really cheap. I would give it, I wouldn't mind it. It's not something I would say, we have to do this. You know what I mean? It's to throw a dart, I wouldn't mind it. No. I wouldn't have a big problem with it.
Okay.
He's just so worn down ever since he had that serious injury a couple of years ago, man. It's a shame. That guy was going to get a $150 million contract. Now he's just damaged, man. It's a shame, but
right. Well, hey, man.
Let me just ask you, what do you do? What would you do with Kevin Knox, man? I'm not someone that wants to give up on someone so young, but
no, you don't.
It's
you don't give
that
up.
kid drives to the hoop, and it's like his eyes are closed. It's like taking candy from a baby. They just gets it stolen every time.
Well,
there's no nothing.
You don't give up. You send him down to the G League. You don't give up. You send him to the G League.
Yeah, but the G League, I know everyone says that, but those people, obviously, they're scrapping down there. So those people want to get to the NBA so bad, and Knox, for a young kid, he's probably one of the laziest kids that I've seen for a youngster. He doesn't want it. I hate to say it, you can just see it, man. You know what I mean? You got to want it. Defensively, you can't even have him on the floor. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you, man. Every
yeah,
time, I mean, he's not going to the
like,
basket with any kind of confidence. He goes hard, but he's not sure what to do when he has the ball in there. He doesn't protect the
it's
ball
the same
well.
move. There's no spin. He's just driving. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Well,
you know
I mean,
what
you know, as far as like a spin or anything like that, you know, you got to develop that. You need time to develop those things. But he doesn't go to the basket really protecting the ball. He's got the ball out in the air. You know, he needs to go into the G League and work for the remainder of the season. I don't know if they're gonna do it. But
I don't know
hey,
what
man,
we saw to take him with the top 10 pick, man. Like that just kills your franchise. You know what I mean? Like we can't miss on these type of picks. You know what I mean? I'm not saying the story's done, but I mean, you know, it's not looking good, man. Like I'll be shocked if he's, you know, at this rate, any type of impact player.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel you, man.
I know he's young. I get it.
My man, I'm gonna let you rock, man. Appreciate the call, my man. Appreciate the call. Give me a call, ladies and gentlemen. 516-405-2246. All right. I want to, you know, get your perspective of, you know, what's going on, what's happening. Let's talk about Kenny Wooten for a minute, though. And I got my man Gomes in the chat. I'm gonna get the Gomes in just a minute. Kenny Wooten apparently will not be playing for the Knicks this season, ladies and gentlemen. Right? I know everybody was excited to have Kenny Wooten come up and play for the Knicks, but it looks like it's not going to happen. According to the New York Post, and as soon as I get this up and going, I'm going to read it out to you. But Kenny Wooten had surgery, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently in last night's game, Kenny Wooten hurt his thumb. Let me see. Signed last month to a two-way G League contract. It made him eligible to play 25 games on the Knicks roster, but it's not going to happen. Wooten tore a ligament in his left thumb during the February 17th Westchester Knicks game. He was to have surgery Monday night. The Knicks announced Wooten will be out a minimum of 6 weeks. So there's a chance the undrafted power forward from Oregon will be ready by the April 15th season finale. Look, I don't know. Look, the Knicks were already, according to this article, hesitant to promote Kenny Wooten, feeling that he was making significant or, you know, feeling his experience in the G League was sufficient. For the most part, it seems like that they signed Kenny Wooten just to keep him away from other teams. So we'll see, you know, but it doesn't look like we're going to see Kenny Wooten this season, ladies and gentlemen. Get to another phone call. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm good. I just like to congratulate you on all your viewers, man. And just a few things I'd like to say. Basically, I don't think we should get another point guard in the draft. I think Frank is good. I think DSJ is good. I think if a coach like say D'Antoni had DSJ, he would be used to his right potential, because from the game tonight you can see him driving, he got through to the rim at will. And with Frank's defensive potential, I think it would be I don't think there's any point guard right now in the draft that would just help the Knicks do anything right.
So you're telling me that you think that the Knicks will be able to become a playoff contending team with Frank Ntilikina and Dennis Smith Jr. as the starting and backup point guards?
Yeah. Not maybe not a finals, but at least in the playoffs, because I think if you look at Frank, he's getting better every year. You can see this year he has gotten a lot more confident with his shooting, his offensive prowess. He's always been defensively, like it's just his first instinct, right?
I mean, defensively, look, he's good, right? We know that. Defensively, he can get the job done. And I think you keep him just for that. I do not feel like he's going to be, I don't know, I think he has some point guard skills. I don't feel like he's going to be your starting point guard that leads you to a championship team. Could he be a starter in this league one day? I don't know. Depends on how he develops offensively.
Let me ask you one question, right? Do you see any point guard in this year's draft or last year's draft or the draft before that's anything close to Steph Curry Russell Westbrook or any of the top-notch point guards that we have.
You said
in the
last
NBA.
year's draft?
Yeah.
Ja Morant was in last year's draft.
Yeah, maybe Ja Morant. Yeah, we don't know because it could just be a flash in the pan, 1 year hit wonder, right? And then when the defense starts reading what he's actually trying to do, then what happens then?
Well,
but I'm talking about generational talents like Steph Curry, CP3.
Well, I agree with you there as far as Ja Morant. We've got to see what happens next season. But from what I see from Ja Morant, I don't see him slowing down. I don't see him slowing down. I see him only getting better.
All right. But then again, that's what I'm telling you. Like, it hasn't been anything in the last 5 years, right? Everybody was all about Lonzo, but we see what Lonzo is and what Lonzo will always be.
Okay. So then.
But what I'm saying, right? We should focus on trying to get something that's actually an outlier. Like, for instance, have you seen this kid play, Obi Toppin?
Have not.
You should look at some of his games.
Okay.
Because he's like a hybrid 4-5, right?
Mm-hmm.
He plays almost like a young prime Amari Stoudemire. You should just watch his game. He can shoot from 40. He can take it inside. He can take it outside. He can take you off the dribble. Everything. He just needs to put on size, and that's it. The only point guard I like to see in this draft, honestly, in my opinion, is the kid from Iowa State. That's the only person. Apart from that, I'm not impressed with Cole Anthony that much. I don't think he'll make much of a difference if he's drafted by the Knicks. Nah.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, listen, I think the sorest need for the Knicks is a point guard. I actually think if we had a point guard that could really lead this team, I think Frank Ntilikina right now is too shy to lead the team.
Yeah.
I think Dennis Smith Jr. doesn't really have point guard skills. You know, to me, he doesn't have point guard skills. I think you need a leader. You need a bona fide leader on the floor, which we do not have. And I think that I always feel like that needs to come from the person that that controls the ball, that controls the floor, right? Even though like every team that LeBron James is on doesn't really need a point guard, right?
No.
They don't need a point guard because LeBron James is the point guard. He is the guy to control the floor, make the decisions on the floor and things like that. And he has the ball in his hands. So you didn't need a point guard to do that. You need a guy like that. Most times it comes from your point guard. The Knicks don't have a guy like that, you know, that can really facilitate and run the show out there.
But
I think our biggest need is definitely a point guard.
I agree with you but like I tell you, that's the only person I'm seeing in this draft. What's his name? Harlan Burton. That's the only guy I'm seeing from this draft because he has elite size. He can shoot. He controls the pace of the game very well. He has great court vision, everything, right? And that other guy, Obi Toppin, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I wish we could get him. But we stuck with Julius. Julius is, I don't know, he's a bench player to me. He should be coming off the bench on any other team. I don't see, he's predictable. He does the same thing. I find the ball sticks. They said Melo had the ball sticking. He's 10 times worse than Melo in terms of that.
All right. Well, hey, man. Hey, I appreciate your call, and I'm gonna check the guy out. I'm gonna check it out.
You should.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Check him out. Appreciate it, man. Peace.
All right, no problem.
All right, let's get to another call, ladies and gentlemen. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's up, Sam?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm all right, man.
What's your take, man? What's your take?
I don't know. I'm looking at this. I don't know why we're not playing Schreier. I want an answer for that. That's gotta and maybe he's hurt. Maybe it's they're not trying to tell you or something. But I just don't see how we can't use him. I don't see how we can't use him.
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it looks like I think it's going to be a failure if he goes on another team. Because if he goes on another team with some scorers, they're going to use it. Like if we traded him to Houston, he might be averaging 15 points a game. The way they play, and his style. I mean, he just I don't know why we're not. And then I want to see Iggy. I mean, I'm sorry, Kevin Knox. Maybe we got to shut him down, give him a fake back injury or something, and just figure out what's wrong with him. But Iggy's been doing solid work in the G League, and I just think you got to reward it. I think it just hurts me to watch Kevin Knox come in every game, unmotivated, just lackadaisical. He goes out there, he'll give you an occasional block, he'll do this, but you don't see anything consistent. I want to see Iggy out there. I want to see Iggy go off. I think Iggy's going to give you a couple of nice games and show you some consistency. He's got a better shot, and he's got more. I think Iggy and RJ together, I think that's pretty good 1-2 punch. I don't know. You guys have a good night, and you guys can discuss it, I guess.
All right, bro. Have a good one, man. Have a good one. Let me get over here to the video chat, ladies and gentlemen. See what's going on over here. My man Guillermo just joined us. Gomes checked out, but I'm gonna get back to him. Hopefully he checks back in. Oh no, there he is, right there. Guillermo, what's going on, man?
Yo, it was good, man. Yo, probably I stupidly forgot to press record on Fubo to record it, so I couldn't see much of the game, but I saw some highlights. Heard you guys are talking about RJ Barrett and yeah, it's interesting. The what's the names don't have the size, but you know they got guys who can run and hit the three, and obviously we've been struggling with perimeter shooting. I gotta watch what happened with RJ Barrett. I mean, I have 16 points in the first half. You know, we've had games where guys kind of go away. Like even when Randle, I think, had that game where he scored like 30-some points. One of the games, I think he had 2 games he scored 30-some points. Correct me if I'm wrong. There was one of the games where he scored like 20 points or like 18 points in the first half. You know what I mean? And then I don't know what happened in the second half. We kind of just went away from that. So I don't know what happened with RJ, but I got to watch the game for myself. But you know, it's kind of frustrating when we have guys who are hot, and then you know, look, if they shoot themselves out in the second half, if that was the case, and you know, it is what it is. But you know, I would love to see what his usage rate was going from first, second half. Knox, he needs G League. It's embarrassing now. Another game where he's looked lost. And again, to me, I feel like if you are lost in any aspect of the offense, you better sell out on defense. You know what I mean? Sell out on defense. Like that should be a marker. I'm going out for rebounds. I'm blocking guys. I'm shifting my feet. I'm calling out guys. I'm being active. I'm being vocal. I'm being annoying on the court, which, you know, when I play my team, we say being annoying on the court where, you know, when you play zone, you talk to me, just keep telling me that someone's behind me in the middle, you know, help be the eyes behind my back, you know, stuff like that, you know, and Knox is just, you know, put it like this. Look, we talk about RJ Barrett being a leader and stuff like that. You don't necessarily have to be a leader, but there's certain things you can do to help contribute to your team that really don't take, I have to be a leader, I have to do this, blah, blah. You don't have to be even super vocal. You know what I mean? Selling out, you know, playing a certain role or two on the team, especially on defense, that can help out. You know what I mean? You know, it is what it is, man. This Knicks team, I know you talking about.
Now RJ Barrett's usage rating in the second half, he played point guard a lot. When Dennis Smith Jr. wasn't in the game, RJ Barrett was running the point. Yeah, he played point guard a lot tonight. And we'll probably see that for as long as Elfrid Payton and Frank Ntilikina are out. We'll probably see him playing more point guard. You know what I mean? He did all right. You know, he had some he had some forced passes, you know, to some turnovers. He ended up with 5 turnovers, I think. But I'm okay with that. I can take that because he was trying to make something happen for somebody else.
Was he getting a lot of pick and rolls to kind of create space? Because we know RJ Barrett, he's not a prototypical point guard, but when you allow him to, you know, when you get space and then create movement after that on the perimeter, whether it's a guy cutting back out, maybe a guy using a pick down, you know, things like that. That helps out a lot.
Yeah, he was getting some screen and rolls, but the Knicks spacing is just not good. Right? So he'd get some screens from Julius Randle. He'd get some screens from Bobby Portis. You know, he'd get some screens from Mitch.
But
the Knicks spacing is just terrible.
You know, like, do you watch, obviously, do you pay that? Like, we don't screen well. Like, when I see guys screen, when I see Randle screen, right, he does this little thing where he kind of bumps, but it's not a full screen where, all right, I'm blocking out a guy, and he has to, like, recover and then get around, maybe 1.5, 2 seconds. He has to try to come around a pick. You know what I mean? Or even Mitch. Mitch doesn't screens really poorly. He's tall, but he kind of like when he sets screens, sometimes he kind of sets himself really skinny and doesn't really properly set a pick. Portis, why would I even mention him with picks? You know what I mean? Even that fundamental. You know what I mean? I've seen so many guys when we set a screen, guys recover on our guy, and they recover quite easy. That's not supposed to happen. You watch guys like Steven Adams. Obviously, Steven Adams, he's a freaking tree, but he sets proper picks where that guy is basically out the play if the play is gonna execute in the next 2-3 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like 2-3, maybe even 4 seconds.
And it's a two-part thing as well, though, because our guys don't screen well, and then our guards, a lot of times they're going to take the screen before the screen is set. So when you have both of those things happening, the screen's it's going to be ineffective. So you'll see
that speaks to, right?
Mitchell Robinson or something like that going to set the screen, and then while he's still taking one step to really get set, Dennis Smith Jr. is already moving to come off that screen, right? And so it doesn't become effective, or you're going to end up getting an offensive foul, right, for a moving screen or something like that. And then when it does get set, we barely touch. They're already slipping the screen before. Listen, when you're coming off of a screen, the ball handler is supposed to bring the guy close to the screen and then come back off so your shoulders touch and there's not room for that guy to slip through the scrin. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that at all.
No,
none of our guards do it. None of our big men screen well.
And I wonder what it is, because Mike Miller is not a dumb coach. So is he not teaching these guys that, or reminding them, or are these guys just that apathetic to certain fundamentals? Because literally things like that, I mean, I'm not saying that, Franklin Aquino or DSJ are going to become really good shooters off that screen, the mid-range, become good mid-range shooters off the screen. But it's like, when you take a guy out the play, when I'm going to say the coast is clear, but when I have space to operate and another guy has to commit, he has to leave his guy or leave his area to commit to me, that creates an advantage for the Knicks. And I see other teams execute it so well, like simple things like that, like simple screen and rolls, simple screen pick and pops. Like, we don't execute on certain fundamentals. Like, we can sit here and talk about, this guy, he scored 30-something points, he scored some whatever, blah, blah, points. But we literally lack fundamentals. And I just wonder, is it the players? Is it the coach? The players don't want to listen, and the players don't have that. I mean, I can't even say talent. How hard is it? Not saying screens are. Not saying for me it's easy. I'm saying for NBA players to literally just set a proper screen, and it's not like you have track the trail.
You could say that
every time you set a screen.
I mean, like you can say, because you say that sometimes, for me, it's one thing, for them it's another. But when you think about the level that you play at, right? Mm-hmm. You play at your level, and it may be tough to set a screen or close out or whatever it is, maybe tougher. But then they're still playing at a level where everyone is on their level as well. So you get what I'm saying? It's the same speed, it's the same strength, up there, just like where you play on your levels, the same speed and the same strength. And there's still guys. I mean, how old are you?
32.
So there's still guys that's 21, 22, 23, 24 years old. Mm-hmm. And you would think, okay, they should have learned this in high school, right? But they don't. I mean, we've had that discussion. They don't, right? Especially when you're a guy that's going to make it to the NBA, they probably don't get a lot of coaching. And then in college, they're doing that 1 year and they're out. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting a lot of coaching, man.
Sim, is that there's certain things there's certain things where it's like, all right, I understand why you didn't get it, right? But certain things you learn even when you were young. And the thing about it is that they're doing it. This is why I don't necessarily I can't believe it with certain things that they just didn't learn it, right? Or like I'm not saying you use it as a pure excuse, but I'm just saying I don't lean towards that. Is because they're doing it, right?
I know,
but they're doing it so poorly. So the fact that matters that you're doing it, you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this play? So if I'm setting a pick to do something, I'm obviously trying to block a guy out so maybe my point guard can operate in space, and then maybe I'll cut down. So you're doing it for a reason. So you're doing it for a reason. So the fact that you're not executing it well should tell you the missing ingredient is a lack of fundamental when you set the pick. Like, I'm
I
sorry.
mean,
like,
I get that, but
these guys,
but the thing is,
it's almost like we're teaching basketball to someone who's never played before. And you're talking about guys who are high level at high school, probably middle school, high school, probably elementary school, middle school, high school, and college. Like, it's unacceptable. I'm watching this, and this is
I get
trash,
it, but
dude.
you gotta understand. You gotta really go see high school level. You have some kids that understand how to do it, but your stars, your main players, they don't get the same kind of coaching, right? One, you have coaches that don't want to scare them off if they coach them too much. Some kids can take it. You know what I'm saying? And some coaches don't care. They're gonna coach you anyway. There's a lot of coaches out there that don't know how to do it. And then there's a lot of coaches.
You're talking about guys from different schools. Like, what are the odds that we pick 3-4 big men and they all set picks poorly? That's crazy.
I think the odds could be very good. You know why I think they could be very good? I'm gonna tell you why I think they could be very good. Right? You look at Mitchell Robinson. He didn't play in college. Came right out of high school. Mitchell Robinson wasn't asked to set a lot of screens in high school. Mitchell Robinson, they were lobbing Mitchell Robinson the ball in high school. He wasn't asked to set a lot of screens. You can guarantee that, right? Because he was so uber talented, better than everybody else. All right, Julius Randle, he probably didn't get much coaching.
He went to Kentucky.
Okay,
not sure about that. Play AAU.
1 year,
sure
bro.
That,
1 year. 1 year.
Yeah,
come on, man.
AAU too, Sim. He played at AAU, man.
Dude, do you go and watch AAU?
No,
these guys are not getting coaching.
Sim. I understand.
They are not getting coached.
They don't. Not every AAU. A lot of AAU teams do not coach properly. I agree with you there. You're talking about a guy who played. He's played all over. He's played a few places, and you're gonna sit here and tell me that when he was with the Lakers, when he was with the Pelicans, when he was with Kentucky, when they wrote scouting reports about Julius Randle, you go to his college scouting report, it's the same issues. So you tell me from all these places, no one's ever told him, hey, Julius, when you set picks, they're pretty poor. Like,
I don't know because look, I mean, you can look at our whole team, and they do not set picks.
Sim, the whole point I'm trying to say is that we have
one player, Taj Gibson, right? One player. Our whole team is not doing it. So, and we have players that have come from a long lineage of playing basketball in the NBA. Right? So it's not just, is it not us? Is it our coaching?
You can't. I'm sorry. This is why, maybe this is why some of these guys are bums, man. Because if I'm losing, right? If I'm losing all the damn time, like these Knicks, and nothing seems to be working. You know what I mean? Yeah, you weren't coached, but you can learn. You know what I mean? I never knew about coding in high school, whatever, but I'm learning it now. And I don't even have to do that. You talking about guys, it's their job to do that.
I get it.
Sorry, I got to see self-start. That's why I
know, but you're also 32 years old. You're also 32 years old, and you're learning it now, right? And you know, in the NBA, but wait a minute. No. In the NBA, 32 is older. Right, you're almost to be out the league, but it doesn't mean that your maturity level. It doesn't speed up your maturity level,
and that's why
saying?
We
so these guys are young kids, man.
Self-starters. This is what I was talking about before,
bro. Everyone's not going to be that, but you still got to have coaches that coach them and teach them. You still got to have that.
Is it that we don't have the players or we don't have the coach? Because I
don't know. I don't know what's going on inside there. I don't know.
These guys are bums. I'm sorry.
Right, I don't know. But let me ask you this, though. But hold up. Every single year we have the same issue. Last year we didn't have half of these players the same damn issue. Tell me we did not have we didn't have the same damn issues last year?
Okay, but Sam, you're proving my point. That is coaching.
What I'm saying is you're saying is these players. What I'm saying is we had different players, same coaches.
No, but Sam,
for the most part.
Sim, please don't mark me. Please don't mute me. You have to listen to what I'm saying. I said that we have 3 or 4 guys who all can't do the same thing. And the correlation I'm drawing is that it has to be a lot of the onus has to go on the coaching. I said the coaching of the Knicks. So I'm saying that we have a bunch of guys that we acquired, and they're still executing something very basic and fundamental very poorly. And I said that has to be on the coaching. I'm
So what are you
taking
talking
some
about?
of the onus away from the players. That if you come to my team, if we're playing a certain way, look, if you go to some of these teams,
but what are you talking about? Stealth starters.
Go to the Celtics of the 08, 09. If you're a wing player, you got to learn you have to know how to defend. Yeah, guys who probably weren't able to defend or weren't great defenders before they came themselves or whatever, and they developed it. Even though I can't really think of any, because Avery Bradley, Tony Allen, James Posey, all good defenders. But you go to certain places and you have to play a certain way. You know what I mean? So it's on the players, but it's also on the coaching. It's also on the front office. If you're drafting or you're signing guys who literally cannot play fundamental basketball, that is a flaw on the front office. Because every year I'm looking at these guys and they literally cannot execute. If the Knicks were able to execute on literally probably 3 or 4 fundamental things, I'm not talking about sitting here and scoring 30 points a night. I'm not sitting here talking about getting 20 assists a night. I'm talking about literally fundamentally execute on fast breaks. Can't do that. Execute on picks, period. Can't do that. Boxing out and simple defending. Just simple defending. Not even talking about great defending. The Knicks would probably easily have 10 more wins. Easily.
I mean, look. The thing, because you were saying you got to get guys as self-starters now, but you got to get some. You got to change the way that you're thinking in the NBA. I say over and over and over.
I agree.
People got to change the way that they're thinking in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree.
You can't expect that these guys are going to come to you and know these things. You've really got to put in a system to teach these kids how to play, because they're coming into you untaught. You know what I mean? They're not getting 3 or 4 years in college.
I agree with you. I'm putting the onus on both sides. But to me, I just find it amazing that you're getting paid millions of dollars. And I can understand the age thing, but I hate it sound like the so-called older guy, whatever, right? I'm not trying to put age against age, but I just find it hurts me to watch a player, even if you're not scoring. I get it. Maybe you're off. Scoring for certain guys is a rhythm thing, right? Knox, he can score. But the thing is that when Knox isn't scoring, when they're not scoring, they offer nothing else. And it's not even Randle, you can say on laziness. Knox, you could just say on lack of confidence, whatever. But to me, if I was Knox, I'd literally say, you know what, screw it. I'm going to take 2-3 shots tonight. If it's falling, I'm going to keep taking. If it's not, whatever. But I'm going to sell out on defense. I'm going to make sure that when I look at a rebound and the ball, hand-eye coordination, I grab the ball, I come down with it. I'm not letting some guy tip it out. I'm not letting it lose out. You know what I mean? It's just you're getting paid millions of dollars, and you're not literally just sitting there watching your film, critiquing your game. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm not saying that they aren't. I just don't feel that they are.
Well, you know what? That millions of dollars don't help these guys, in my opinion. It don't help these guys.
You're speaking to the choir, because what do
does
they
not
have to
help
work
these
hard
guys.
for?
Exactly.
These guys
you don't have the damn thing to work for. I mean, you start making $1 million at 19 years old. You're gonna have some people that are like, yo, I have another level that I really want to get to. It's gonna be a lot of people that's just like, I'm straight.
And you forgot, Sam, you said 19 years old. Some of these guys getting paid thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars at 16, 17. You know what I mean? And I've seen, you heard the stories of recruits. I think you're not from Mount Vernon, but are you from Mount Vernon?
No.
You're not from Mount, but my bad. I remember there was a story about a kid who was getting scouted, or he signed at like the age of 8 or 7. You know what I mean? You're gonna say and tell me, I think it was Duke. I want to say Duke. I could be wrong. I forgot. This was maybe a few years ago. You know what I mean? And you tell me these guys are getting paid out the wazoo, and that's probably why the product is poor. So look, I'll slightly take back the comment that I said that you got to draft self-starters, because obviously that pool is probably going to be a lot thinner. But then now I got to put more of the onus on the coaches. I got to, put like this. If it's meritocracy, if Randle, I'm just picking on Randle. I'm not saying he's the only guy. Randle, Portis, whoever you want to say. If these guys aren't doing certain fundamentals, they shouldn't be playing. You know what I mean? Like I said, Trier comes in and you said 6 minutes, 9 points.
6 minutes, 9 points, 3 for 4 from the field.
And it's the same Trier that, remember last year we complained he overdribbled. And I know you said tonight he dribbles. I got to watch him, so don't take it as me like trying to preach gospel.
He dribbled, he did his thing, but sometimes we need it. Because we can't score the ball. Right? We can't score.
And the funny thing, again, we'll do it. And obviously the Knicks aren't. Maybe Alan Hall was, but no one really picked on the fact that like Trier was moving the ball a lot better. And little spurts of time he was getting, and it's like he wasn't getting rewarded for it. You know what I mean? And we have other guys on this team who literally fundamental basketball, not getting back on defense, not just being lazy on. It's just why they getting time. And I just that kind of ruins things, right? So if a guy is working hard and he's not reaping the rewards of that, you know what I mean? It's like you could kind of destroy team morale. But again, this is a team that's in flux, man. I don't know if Mike Miller's coaching to be like, F it, I'm not gonna be here anyway, or if he's like, I'm being hamstrung, I have to play certain players for whatever reason.
Well,
I don't
let me
know.
tell you,
I don't know.
The entire team is probably checked out. But I do want to say, Big Craig in the YouTube in the YouTube chat, he said same people on his show all the time just talking, bro. Whereby.com/NBK. You can come in anytime. You want to hear a different voice? You can hear your own voice. You can come in right now and talk. You know what I'm saying? So, you got something you want to say? You can come in here and you can talk and you can say your piece too. And you can be just one of the other guys that's just talking. Mark, what's going on, man?
Another night, another loss. That's what's going on. What's cracking, Sam?
I'm chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? We just getting through this, man. We got 25 games left to the season. Let's get it over with.
Listen,
right?
Man.
This is going to be a rough stretch. This is going to be a rough 25 games because the team is checked out.
Yeah, not
lot of the play, not all of the players, but they checked out.
But the vets, they look checked out, bro.
They checked out.
They if the Knicks aren't like up and we're losing, they just get checked out, man. And I don't even know where to go from here because it's like Dennis Smith Jr. playing, he don't even know how to run an offense correct point guard. Knox just out there just waiting to go home to play foot. The rotations, you put in Dotson, you put in Trey. Like, listen, from now on, just put that kid in because he looks like he wants to play and he could do some things that the players we have on his team can't. So he need to be in the rotation from now on. It's 25 games.
25 games left to the season, man. I don't 25 games left to the season. Let me ask you guys this, because you guys, I want to hear your thoughts on it. Would you? It looks like he wants to re-sign with the Lakers, but the Lakers waived DeMarcus Cousins. Would you sign him to a veterans minimum for the remainder of the season and try to see if he can let him recover with the Knicks doctors under their trainers, and then see if he can contribute anything next season?
I heard he's doing that with the Lakers.
Well, he got waived with the Lakers. He got waived so that they could sign Marcus Morris' brother, so they can sign Markieff Morris. He got waived. Now, the thought is that he may, Gomes says he can't sign with the Lakers for another 12 months.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was just reading on CBS that they have interest in doing something again this summer. I don't know, but would you do that if it was available to you? Would you do it if you were the Knicks?
No, because again, with him, that's two type of injuries like that. Nah, let him wander. Let him wander. Listen, he's very talented. He's all talented, but he right now he has to play with a collection of.
Yeah, I agree with you. He probably needs to be in a place where there's there's not going to be any pressure on him to perform.
Yeah, he can't come here with that type of injury and expect him to come back and do something. He has to play with a collection of talent, so it won't make him look like he's even there for the moment being. So you leave him there, and with the Knicks, listen. We have to, I'm kind of glad that there's a report with the Tom Thibodeau thing that he's going to end up keeping Mike Miller. So I'm kind of glad about that.
Let's get into that, man. Does this look like it's a foregone? Does it look like this is it? Tom Thibodeau is here.
I think it's going down I think it's going down just because the dude has a great track record of developing young talent, and that's what we're lacking. We have again. Our young players are very vital to our roster right now for what we have right now, because we can't depend on quality free agents coming here. So we have our young talent is vital. So you're gonna have to bring in a coach that can squeeze any type of juice you can get out of these young players. There's to me, there's about 4 or 5 of them who I think you could squeeze, and the outlier to me is Kevin Knox. It's Mitch for me, RJ, Trey if he's here, Frank, and Dotson. I think that Tom Thibodeau could squeeze more out of them, because there's more squeezing to do when you watch him. I think Knox needs to go down to the G League just to get his confidence. I'm sorry, because the kid looked like he don't he don't care. Like he just don't care.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Let me get to my man Gomes, and then I'm gonna come over. Gomes, you there? Gomes, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up? What's up? Yeah,
I'm
dude,
good.
I'm laughing here. Like the points people are making are completely irrelevant.
You said you're laughing at the points that people are making. Let me ask you, what do you think about Thibodeau, man? Is Thibodeau coming to the Knicks? Is it a foregone conclusion? Is it done? Is he going to be the Knicks coach? We know he's thirsting
Thibodeau
for the
comes,
job.
So what is it doesn't matter.
Say that again?
See, it doesn't matter who comes to coach the Knicks, as long as we are a rudderless shipwreck. We don't have a chance of even sniffing the NBA Finals, let alone winning it.
Well, we're definitely not sniffing the NBA Finals next year. We know that. But can he be the start of? Can Thibodeau be the start of the turnaround though? That's the thing.
It's about, see, for me, it's always about long-term.
You're breaking up. You're kind of breaking up on me, Gomes. If you can, you're breaking up pretty bad. I don't know if you're speaking on, if you're on speaker or if you got a headset in. But you're kind of breaking up on me real bad.
I'm able to hear you clearly. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, that's better. That's better. But you were breaking up.
Yeah,
I don't know. You were breaking up for a second.
that's cool. So for me, it's all about the direction, because we are rudderless. And see, also there was a point being made about uh, what do you call getting Tom Thibodeau as the coach and moving forward, and he has a good record, everything like that. But what I feel is that we need to bring in players having a vision. So that is lacking. A coach cannot provide the vision for a team. The GM and the president have to do it.
No, I agree with you 100%.
For me,
100%.
the
We gotta
NBA
have.
for me the NBA is evolving when it comes to how to play to win, because what I feel is that it's about versatility. The point guard needs to be a person who is very good at assisting, and he has a reliable 3 point threat. And you need three guys who are all swing guys, 3 and D guys, who can knock down the three at like greater than 37%, that is greater than league average. And you need a good center who can play mid-range game, that is more than enough. But what I feel is we are not having that vision. We are getting random players and trying to make a team.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you. Hopefully when Leon Rose comes in, he sets a clear vision and a clear direction, where we're going. It sounds like he may take over as president next week, and he should be announced next week. So if he's announced next week, well, I'll be definitely looking to see if he's going to set a direction. what kind of direction
I
do
feel
you
we just need
what
to
direction do you want to see him set? You know, like what kind of
yeah,
vision do
sure.
you want to see him set for the team?
Yeah. So for me, the direction for the New York Knicks is just being functional. Because see, the number of wins you get in a particular season does not impact whether you can win a championship in the long run. Because at some point, every franchise has been the worst franchise. So we just have to look it from the point of starting in a very simple way, getting the basics right. And for example, for drafting, right? Especially drafting is the biggest thing in NBA because talent wins you championships. So for me, the drafting has to be a bit different. You need to look at players if they know the fundamentals, if they can relate to positional play, not whether they have wingspan or whether they have measurables or something like that. Because measurables
Mm.
are the most deceptive thing in basketball, because it is a sport after all. It is not some mechanical thing where only it's robots or something. People's hearts are involved. So you need to check out and you need to scout people in a different manner. That is what I feel.
Okay. Now I feel you. I feel you. Phil Jackson did that a lot, right? He looked at the measurements of a player. How
Yeah.
long their arms are. I mean, those things mean, they mean some stuff. It doesn't always relate to the
See,
basketball court, though.
can you imagine this team if Phil Jackson was there and he was continuing to tank and we got Frank, Luca, and KP? Imagine that team in New York.
Yeah, I mean, well, honestly, I think Phil Jackson was wanted to move KP. I don't think he really wanted to stay with KP. Uh, honestly, I feel me, and a lot of times I'm in the minority. I felt like Phil Jackson had the right idea with the Knicks, and I thought he was looking to do the right thing with the Knicks. I thought his ego got in the way, though, on how he approached it. Obviously, he made some mistakes along the way, but it is what it is, man. We're here now. We got to deal with it. Hopefully, Leon Rose is going to come in. He'll come in, hopefully, possibly next week. They'll make the announcement, and then a new era, the Leon Rose era, will begin. Hold up, Gomes. And then the Leon Rose era will begin. Go ahead. What'd you say now?
We are already on our way to Cancun, so speaking about this season doesn't even matter.
Yeah. This season is in the pot. It is kaput, ladies and gentlemen. Season is done. What I do want to get around to ask you guys, and I see Big Freezy is here, but I'll wait till he comes back. I'm gonna start with Mark. Mark, I'm coming to you, and I want to get from you. And look, Mark. I don't know if Mark can hear me or not. Just who is your guy, Mark? Who is your guy for coach, Mark? Mark, who is your guy? Who do you want? Mark, you hear me?
Yeah.
You said who? I don't know what Mark's talking about. I don't know. I don't know if you can hear me there. Anyway, I don't know who my guy is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know who my guy is as far as coach. If do I want Thibodeau? I told you how I feel about Mark Jackson. I'm not sure who my guy is. There's a lot of candidates out there. I do want to give a shout out. I want to give a big shout out to Ralph Petito. He said Jerry Stackhouse as coach and Udoka, however you say his name, as his top assistant. Both are ideal coaches for New York City, for the New York Knicks. RJ Frank, Mitch Dotson, and Trier keep him 100%. Draft 3 and D wing before a point guard, honestly, or perhaps Wiseman. Okay. Ralph, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. I'm looking in the chat. I want to see who you guys think should be the coach. So Ralph clearly thinks Jerry Stackhouse should be the coach. Look, here's my thing with Jerry Stackhouse. I think Jerry Stackhouse is going to be an excellent coach in the NBA. My only fear right now is if you have a, I don't think you can. I don't think it's a good idea to go and. I don't think it's a good idea to start this rebuild with a rookie president and a rookie head coach in the NBA, a rookie NBA head coach. I don't think that's a good idea. You know what I mean? I think one of your guys needs to be experienced. Now, we're going to find out and see who they decide to hire as the GM. But somebody needs to have some experience. You know what I'm saying? I see Kyrie 420 says Stan Van Gundy. I don't know. Vaughn Quan said, give Jackson another shot. Are you talking about Mark Jackson or Phil Jackson? When you say give him another shot. Kyrie 420 says Mark Jackson. We'll see, man. Tibbs or Mark Jackson, that seems to be the popular vote. The Knicks fans have wanted Tibbs for a while. Big Freezy, I'm coming to you, Freezy. Right. Freezy, what's going on, man? Big Freezy, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man?
I'm good with you, man. Who's your guy for coach, man? Who do you want to coach?
Lionel Hollins.
Lionel Hollins. I think I did see you say that the other day, didn't you? I think you said that the other day. Lionel Hollins.
Yeah, and the reason being is because his systems are his offensive system and basic in that he uses the best of what the talent that he's got, doesn't force dudes to do play outside themselves. Like if you're a jump shooter, just knock down your open jump shots in an efficient manner. On defense, all he wants you to do is be active, because usually he takes a couple of dudes to be stars on defense and a couple of dudes to be stars on offense. And if you do that consistently, that's just enough to get you to about 50 wins in a season.
Okay. We'll see, man. I don't know. I'm still up in the air. I'm not sure who I'm really rooting for. If I'm rooting for anyone in particular, I'm just kind of watching and seeing what happens right now, you know? I don't know. Right. Hey, Freezy, did you watch the fight?
Man, come on, dog.
Did you watch Wilder get the...
Dude was grossly underprepared and overly confident.
Let me tell you something.
And then he wore like a 50-pound outfit to the ring.
Yeah, I know, right?
Come on, man.
When I heard him in the pregame interview, automatically, I felt like he was going to be looking for a knockout, and I felt like that was going to be trouble. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard him, you know, he was talking to the lady that was from the UK or whatever, and she was, talking about how he knocked. Was he worried about that Tyson Fury got up when he knocked him down in the first fight? He was like, yeah, right. Well, I'm going to knock him out this time. This time he's not getting back up, da-da-da.
Right.
And I was like, okay, we're going to see. And look, in the first round, bro, I could see it in the first round. I could see it in the first round when I seen Tyson landing a couple, some clean blows. They may not have been super hard, but just some clean shots right down the right down the pipe. Right. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, if he's going to land like that, it's over. And all Wilder was doing is throwing haymakers.
Of Tyson and Buster Douglas.
Hell.
It reminded me of Tyson and Buster Douglas. Tyson thought he was going to knock out Buster Douglas in the first round. Right?
Yeah. Man.
And so the thing is Tyson and Wilder's defense was flawed, because when he got hit like that, instead of countering backup defense, reverse pivoting off your back foot to escape away from a dude power punch, the dude either back straight up or ducked his head straight forward like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's inviting more power punches.
Yeah, definitely. I think early in the fight, Wilder went into survival mode real early. After the second round, I feel like he was in survival mode, and he was looking for one blow to land, one real blow to land to knock him out. Felt like he was in survival mode, and I was like, I was hoping for one of them blows to land, but I was looking like he's in survival mode right now. He's just trying to land something. That's the way when Tyson would start getting beat by these bigger guys, that's what he would do, right? He would just look to land a big blow, forget about fighting and boxing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what Wilder did.
Defense. Mike Tyson, when he got in trouble like that, he didn't reverse pivot away from power punches. He didn't bob and weave. He didn't, duck his head towards the other person's hip, forcing them to back up. None of that stuff. What he was doing was backing straight up. But what he failed to realize is the dude that he was ducking from was coming straight forward with power punches.
Yeah,
so
man.
It's like the perfect storm.
Yeah, man. That was. We'll see.
And then it was just that outfit. I think the dude was was vastly undercoached
Unprepared.
in training camp.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And didn't have a plan B in case his first plan didn't work.
Yeah. And you know, we'll see. I guess so. There was a clause in the fight that whoever lost could immediately, within 30 days, schedule a rematch. You know, we'll see if he really wants it. I would think that he probably, you know, coming off of, you know, I would think that he would want to schedule a rematch. We'll see if his managers want to schedule a rematch. You know what I mean?
Right.
He may need, after this fight, he got beat down so bad, he may need some time to reclaim his confidence. You know what I'm saying? You know, get a couple of warm-up fights in. You know what I mean? Going right back in, I don't think it would be smart. He's getting knocked out again.
Outclassed. He was totally outclassed in the biggest fight in boxing in like 5 years. He was totally outclassed.
Totally.
You know,
it was bad.
If I'm Wilder, I'm firing everybody in my camp and I'm getting boxing people in there. You know what I'm saying, to teach me defense.
Yeah, he needs to go learn some skills, man, some boxing skills. But, yo, look, I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to let these guys get a quick last word in. Guillermo, you want to get a quick word in, last word? Because, you know, I gotta get up out of here. Guillermo, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Sim. Yeah, man. Like, the Knicks suck tonight. What else is new?
Well, it's not just tonight, but, you know.
Yes, well, yeah, thanks for rubbing that in. He suck. Lord Jesus, I don't have anything to say, man. Good night, man. What am I gonna say, man?
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe.
Yeah,
I'll
no doubt. Definitely. Hey, before you go, hang on here before you go, though, all right?
All right, cool, man.
All right. Let me let Mark get his little last word in. Mark, go ahead, man. Get your last words in, bro.
So when we play again?
When who? The Knicks? Wednesday. We play Wednesday. We play Charlotte on Wednesday.
Listen, man. Let's just squeeze out what we can squeeze out these last 25 games and just have another off season where we just talk about what we're going to do, the next coach that's going to come in, and just listen. I'm lost, man. I'm lost till I see a little bit of consistency at something, man.
Yeah. All right. Well. You know, we're gonna start looking at potential coaches, potential GMs, like really breaking down who these people are, and then of course draft picks and stuff like that. Starting on the next post game, not the next game preview, but the next post game, we're gonna start really breaking some of these people down and really looking at it. So.
Yeah, I just don't have words for this team anymore. It's just like watching them. It's just like, well.
Yeah, nah, I feel you. All right, let me get over here to Isaiah, and he woke up so he can get his last word in. Go ahead, Isaiah.
Yeah, that was a good nap. I needed that. Yeah, I'm gonna just go with Mark. I'm gonna just go with Mark and Guillermo said we suck. You know, the development of the youth, I don't know what's going on with that. We're not losing with a purpose. I don't know, man. We gotta wait for Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau. I don't know, Sam. I don't know what we're doing, man. We just suck.
Let's see what's going on, man. I don't know. Let me get the Gomes. Gomes?
Yo. Yeah.
Last word, man.
Last thought for today is that the Knicks just need to forget that we have a drought for 48 years. We have 40 more years.
You said we got 40 more years. Oh, did he say we got 40 more years? Come on, Gomes. You can't do that to us, man. Jeez. You hurt my heart with that one. Ladies and gentlemen, man, I appreciate you guys to be here with me tonight. And just, you know, to kind of wrap things up. The Knicks, you seen it. They got bust. You know, really was no contest against the Houston Rockets. I seen some people talk about Kenny Wooten. Kenny Wooten, ladies and gentlemen, he won't be coming up to play with the Knicks. He's got something wrong with his thumb, so he had to go get an operation on his thumb. So he won't be with the Knicks this season. It'll be about 6 weeks before he even recovers from the thumb operation. All right, so you can forget about Kenny Wooten. Looks like Leon Rose is probably going to take his position next week. Tom Thibodeau Right now, it sounds like from reports that are out there that he is in the front runner to be the head coach of the New York Knicks. And if that's the case, we'll see. If that's the case, if he is, I think Mike Miller could stick around. You know, that's kind of rundown for right now, ladies and gentlemen. I will tomorrow night, sometime tomorrow night. I don't exactly know what time because I got a playoff game tomorrow, and then I'm traveling to a conference. So hopefully tomorrow night around 10:30, 11 o'clock, I do a quick game preview. Right, then of course Wednesday night I'll be on the post game, and we'll take a look at some coaches and shoot around some ideas and those type of things. So I appreciate you guys for being here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I am out of here. I will see you guys sometime tomorrow night as we do a game preview of the New York Knicks and the Charlotte Hornets. All right. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys. Ralph, thank you for the super chat. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.